Hello, this is Rick Wallace. I'm passionate about working with and helping Hotsy dealers realize their true success and exceed their expectations. I remember the first time I spoke to a group of dealers and I realized that we were onto something. It was in Las Vegas at the 40th anniversary of Hotsy. I think it was 2010 or maybe 2011. I was asked to keynote and I spoke about the 9 lives that hold every business back. Keith Kading and Ray Moore came up to me after I finished and asked if I'd be willing to work with them. The number 1 and number 4 Hotsy dealers in the world heard my message that we all have beliefs about business that are simply not true and that they are holding you back and depressing profits, thus robbing you of the very reasons you started or bought the business: more time, more money, and a better team. Over the next year, we built a group of 10 dealers and we named it the Hotsy Mastermind Group. To be part of this group, you had to be willing to do the work, share, and never ever be judgmental. We were all there to help each other get better. I remember one time being on one of our monthly calls and we were benchmarking and focusing on parts gross margin. This was way before inflation that we have recently seen. Everyone thought they were pricing their parts properly, but a couple of guys had margins on their parts 10% higher than the rest of the group. So I was asking the question of the group, and when I came to Jim Strutzenberg, he wasn't there. So I moved on, and a few minutes later, he was back. I said, "Jim, where'd you go?" He replied, "Rick, I just went and made 70 grand. "How'd you do that?" I asked. "I just raised my parts pricing 10%. Of course, he was selling $700,000 in parts, and that price increase threw $70,000 right to the bottom line profit. You see, benchmarking first shocks you because you see that what someone else is doing, whether it is their billing level of their service techs, the margins on their products, the productivity of their sales team, the inventory turns, their cash flow, whatever it is, you see these numbers and it gives, once you see them, it shocks you. And then benchmarking gives you the confidence to take action because you see your peers and friends have done it and succeeded. That is the power and the reason I say we can show you how to make a consistent 12% pre-tax profit without being judgmental, in a very supportive way. 4 or 5 of that original group have sold their businesses in the last few years for a premium. Frank Smith sold his business to a large Jansen supply company named Kelsen. Their top management have remained in the group and become very active because they see the power of sharing the knowledge and the benchmarking we do. And they see how the mastermind group and Frank took his business from barely making 5 to 6% on a pre-tax profit basis to well into the teens on a consistent basis over the last few years. Frank owes a lot, and we owe a lot to Frank in the sharing that he's given to the group over the years and the learning we've all done together. Rob Wursel, Keith Kading, Brian Evans, Bill Day, Charlie Strutzenberg continue to this day sharing and learning and executing new ideas that make them money and building the companies that work for them instead of ones that rely on them to work. Michael Smith, John McBride, the Wig brothers, George Medina, and our newest member, Bobby Paulus, after buying member Brad Lee's Minnesota operation, are thriving and bringing new ideas to the group. This group in 2022 sold over $69.5 million at our annual, this is our annual mastermind meeting. Some pictures from some of the guys that are in the group today. Revenues range from 1.5 million all the way up to $18 million in revenue. The 12 dealers, equipment over $30 million, in parts over $18 million, in service over $10 million, in detergent over $8 million, rental over $3.5 million, and a median pre-tax profit of over 12%. We have some openings and we would welcome your inquiry. We're looking for a few good dealers that want to share and learn and want to have more time, more money, and a better team. What we call success. You know, a recession may be on the horizon, and if you if you're stuck trying to do the same things only faster and better and not seeing the results you want, give us a call. Call these guys or call me. We'll answer your questions about how having a group of peers sharing best practices and ideas and a coach to put a plan together and help you execute that plan can change your business and actually your life. If you do the work, the small investment of $1,895 a quarter will pay itself back 5 to 10 times a year and more. We've got proof of that, and we'll guarantee it. Give us a call.